surf the web this day and age, or at least knows about web pages. But you know, those web pages had to come from somewhere. Even the smallest web pages had to be made by a hired hand, or at least some know-how. I've dabbled in web development. I've also researched the topic, and I can tell you, even the simplest web pages take a lot of work. Well, today I'm going to be talking to you about being a web developer with the company Blizzard Entertainment. We'll talk about the requirements of the job, the responsibilities, the pay, and the outlook of the job. Now let's click our way to the requirements of the job. There are a couple of requirements you need to meet before you're able to work for Blizzard Entertainment as a web developer. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics in 2013 edition of the Occupational Handbook explains that you first need a bachelor's degree in a computer-related field. Blizzard Entertainment requires their web developers to be able to do the following. First, be proficient in Adobe Creative Suite. Then, know how to read and write in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Second, be passionate about gaming and the culture around it. And then third, have a great sense of humor, or how the webpage said, have a legendary sense of humor. Be able to communicate with people and be friendly. Now that we've looked at some of the requirements, let's look at the responsibilities. In a 2012 article from ONET, some of the responsibilities require designing, building, and writing code and updating web pages. In a recent interview with a College of the Ozarks student, Dawn Glass, she said 90% of any programming is debugging, so this means you have to be able to troubleshoot problems. You also need to be able to read user feedback so that, you know, if you can't use the web page very well, you know what's wrong with it and whatnot. Lastly, in a 2011 article from ONET, it explains that you must stay current with web development information and be willing to constantly be learning to improve your practice in different coding techniques. Now that we've looked at some of the responsibilities, let's look at the outlook and pay. In a Bureau of Labor and Statistics, it shows that a 2010 median pay of a web development is about $75,000 per year, or if you have to think in terms of like minimum wage, that's about $36 a year. I mean, an hour. So like compared to $7.50, it's pretty good. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics also tells us that from 2010 to 2020, this field should grow about 22%, which is pretty good. In closing, we've looked at some of the requirements to be a web developer, the responsibilities, the pay, and the outlook. And next time you're surfing the web, just remember, a lot of work went into that web page that you just glanced over. Thank you for your time and your attention.